So Jess and I are back talking college football, and I think we can confidently say we are not naming this segment.
No.
We're not going to
No
do
names.
it. My mentions are kind of violating with the names you guys keep coming up with.
We're on week 3 of bad suggestions. Was there a particularly bad one this past week that you rejected?
I would call all of them particularly bad, but College Dame Day? Come on. Come on.
I think there was a fundamental misunderstanding of the types of names we were looking for when we did the whole segment where Mike was suggesting very sexist names, and then the audience was like, oh yeah, let's go with all of those. Like, I'm not saying College Dame Day is sexist, but like the gendering thing was what we were trying to avoid.
And that's all UCSS girls, because that was all that was in my Twitter mentions. But we forgive you, because college football's back. I think week 2 slapped. It was everything I wanted it. Alabama, Texas, my highlight of the weekend. Like, it was seeing the Alabama dynasty. I don't want to say die, because I don't think it ever will, but start to just fade before our eyes.
Falter.
Yeah. It's
faltering.
I had so much fun. Like, I've never caught myself rooting for Texas, although I did tell you I thought they would win very, like, cautiously. So I'm going to take that as a dub.
That's a dub. That's 2 weeks in a row that Lucy and I have predicted 2 things that came true, Duke and Texas. TBD, wait till the end of the episode, see if there's a third this week. But yeah, Texas won. Texas won big, too.
It was like, Quinn Ewers. Oh, my God. Love watching him. He might be my favorite player this year that isn't Iowa's punter. It's nice to see Texas back, because I'm a firm believer that when people are like, college football's better when Texas is better and Nebraska and Miami are... shut up. It's great all the time. It's great all the time. But I do like that Texas is back. I think it brings this whole just like added hatred and flair, and then you've got them joining the SEC. I love that game. I thought it was awesome. I'm sorry that Alabama's dynasty is ending, but I'm kind of ready for it to be done.
Sorry, not sorry. Our producer Taylor put in our show notes, of the 8 games Saban had lost at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 3 came at the hands of quarterbacks who won the Heisman Trophy.
Ooh.
Little trivia, Lucy. Well, you already saw the show notes,
Sorry.
but those of you at home, pause, think, ooh, who are they? It's like that trivia question. No free ads. Bleep that out, Taylor. It's Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, and Johnny Manziel. So maybe Quinn Ewers gets the Heisman. I don't know. Heisman watch?
I wouldn't be
Are
shocked.
you putting him on Heisman watch?
Oh, yeah. I thought he was already on Heisman watch. He came in with,
if
this.
If you're a quarterback for like a Power 5 team that's ranked in the top 15, you're probably on Heisman watch.
Yeah. And he absolutely deserves to be there. Some other things. We'll just hit the Colorado stuff a little bit. And I only say that because we talk about it so much on the main show that you're probably like, this is enough Colorado talk.
Right.
But
they won.
They won.
Convincingly.
Nebraska is not good at football. It's crazy. We already knew
What?
that. What?
My God.
Yeah. Kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. It was only a 3-point spread. I think Vegas needs to catch on with the fact that Colorado's pretty good this year.
I honestly think the only reason they did that is they were like, I know Nebraska's going to keep it close. They're not going to win, but I know they're going to keep it close.
That is true. They are elite at losing 1-score games. They didn't keep the streak alive, but we'll see the rest of the season. Just you wait. They're going to drop a couple of those this year. It's not hard for them to do. We compiled a top 5 list for this week, Lucy. Should we get into that now as we start to talk about some of the losers from week 1?
Heck yeah, we should.
Tell us what the top 5 list is.
So this is our list of top 5 teams you don't want to voluntarily schedule. Because every year you will see that Arizona has scheduled one of the teams that will be on this list. I'm not going to spoil it. And you'll be like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? There's nothing that hurts me more as an Iowa fan than seeing one of these teams on the schedule. Because I'm like, our whole bit with the non-conference is we don't want to play anybody. Mm-hmm. That is our thing. Quit trying to make it tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michigan has done a really good job of the last couple of years not putting any potentially upsetty group of 5 teams on their schedule, and it's worked out for them so far. So this is like a warning, inspired by North Carolina narrowly avoiding a loss against App State at home. This is a warning. Do not voluntarily schedule any of the teams on this list. Lucy, do we have any OLIs?
Let's start with our OLIs. We have both North Dakota State and South Dakota State. I sat my freshman year and watched Iowa lose to North Dakota State when we were a top 10 team.
A couple of Dakotas cutting it up. The Jackrabbits.
That's the team that Iowa scored 7 points against. That wasn't a touchdown. It was 2 safeties and a field goal. So, yeah, don't schedule them. They're so good. They're
really
better
good.
than most teams. I would say, like, they would rank mid-tier out of all the FBS.
Yeah, and they're FCS schools that generally make the FCS championships and the playoffs, and they are very good, produce talent such as Carson Wentz and others. Yeah, talent.
Trey Lance. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
all right. Well, bad examples there, but number 5, Lucy.
Tulane. Tulane feels like one that's like on the up and up just because there's more like name recognition with Tulane. Like Ole Miss, Tulane was this weekend. Ole Miss won. It was very close. Yeah, that's a team you can't. Michael Pratt also did not play, which is very
The
important.
quarterback for Tulane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tulane is a team that I feel like people are starting to like get kind of high on just after that USC bowl victory last year. But that doesn't mean you should schedule them. You're gonna find them in the postseason. Don't start it off early.
Yeah, they're really good. It's not. I wouldn't even say sneaky good. They're usually really good, and they have the cutest little logo in all of college football.
Oh my God,
their
their
little
little
green
wave.
and they have great uniforms. You're gonna be outmatched in uniforms, in logo, and probably in personnel. So you don't want to lose to Tulane.
I also want to give a disclaimer. When I say top 5 teams that I don't want you to schedule, I mean I don't want Iowa to schedule. I'm fine if everybody else does. Gives a little excitement in the life. We love an App State Michigan or an App State Texas A&M. Iowa, we have a new AD, Beth. Don't schedule these teams.
Beth, listen to Lucy.
Don't do it. Got it?
Number 4.
Number 4 is Wyoming. What was one of the more wild losses of week 1 was Texas Tech losing to Wyoming. Scheduling a road game at Wyoming, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't,
Tony voice.
that's insane to do that. And, I feel conflicted on this one because, wow, was that such an awesome environment? Did that mean so much to, the Wyoming fans and players, students to have a Power 5 team there? But why would you do that?
Yeah.
Look what happened.
You don't want to look at your schedule and see that your team's going to Laramie. There's
Nope.
some weird shit that always goes down in Laramie. Weird altitude, wind, weather. You don't want it. Great home environment for the Cowboys. Also produced Josh Allen, so,
He lost to Iowa, so it was okay.
That's
to schedule
crazy.
him there.
My God.
Number 3,
Number 3, JMU, James
the
Madison.
Dukes.
Yeah. They're FBS now.
Yeah, second year.
Second year. Last year they did really well. They couldn't make a bowl game though for some technicality
Stupid.
reasons.
Yeah,
Just the NCAA being
Bureaucratic reason.
dumb as hell. Yeah. JMU is always so good. They beat Virginia last week, which
Yeah, things are looking bad for Virginia.
that's tough. Virginia's. I really like Tony Elliott,
having
but
a
he
rough
might
year.
not be the guy. He
Yeah.
might not be the guy there. Don't schedule JMU.
Also upset Virginia Tech in 2010. Number 2, this one we already mentioned, App State. Don't schedule App State.
Roll nears, drink beers. Big thing, Appalachian. That's how it's pronounced. I heard it Appalachian the other day.
Who said
upset me.
that?
Stu said that.
Stu.
I was not here, and I heard it. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's Appalachian." They have been so
He
consistent.
never says anything wrong.
Yeah.
That's
That one
crazy.
hurt me deeply. They've been so consistent since even the mid 2000s when they were the FCS national championship or champion team. They have been so good my entire life. I grew up an hour outside of Boone. They have some of the craziest fans I've ever seen. A great atmosphere. They are just always so good. They are always so well put together, so well coached. So many big time coaches have come from App State, including Mac Brown.
Yeah,
You
and
just
he was
can't mess with him.
he was like, I don't want to play him. He was like, ECU can play him, NC State can play him. I don't want to play him anymore. And I think that's hilarious.
I think that's fair.
I love that in this day and age when we're college football is being ruined and everything is about money now. Mac Brown's I don't want this in-state rivalry that everyone loves because all these teams are very close to one another. I actually hate it because we almost lost to them. So we're not doing this anymore. And I'm going to clench Sean Clark's neck with my hand. He is a baby who needs support so that his giant cranium doesn't fall backwards and flop behind him.
Yeah, he's been real touchy lately.
Yeah. What's the deal with that?
Taylor, what's the deal with that?
He's just shrugging.
He's just struggling. All
Well
right, that's
said.
fine. Thank you for the contribution. I feel like Dan.
Number 1 team you don't want to see on your college football team schedule, Lucy.
Oh my God! Quit scheduling Georgia. Quit doing it.
Oh.
You know what? I would put Alabama on that list, but after this weekend, maybe not. Maybe you should put them on your schedule. I'm kidding. Iowa, don't do that. Under no circumstances can you do that.
A little bit of a cop-out, number one, but it's fair. All right, Lucy, we got a couple minutes left. It's week 3. Week 3.5, I guess, because, week 0, whatever. I'm going to call it week 3.
It's week 3.
Not a ton of great games on the schedule this weekend. Are we predicting any upsets? Are we locked into any games? I know you might be going to the Florida-Tennessee game.
Yes, we might be going to that game. If we are, it's because Game Time is sending us, use code DLB for, I don't know, a discount.
Well
I
done.
don't know the parameters of it, but we certainly wouldn't have a code if you didn't get anything for it. So, yes, we might be going to Tennessee, Florida, in Gainesville. I am not very high on Tennessee this year. They've struggled in their first 2 games against Virginia, a not good Virginia team, and Austin Peay, which is like kind of crazy to do that. I think that Joe Milton has a lot of hype. Not that he's bad, but every time I see a highlight of him, he's never throwing a football. He's just throwing something else really
orange.
far.
And I could do that. We've been over this before.
Yeah, I would like to see you try. And I don't mean that in a mean tone because it came off
It would
kind
just
of
be
mean.
fun if we
I
did
really
that
just want you
over
to do
the
it.
weekend. All right, let's do it.
But yeah, so I think Florida is kind of desperate right now. Billy Napier doesn't know if he's going to have a job next year. The opening.
Graham Mertz, also,
Not
the Florida
good.
quarterback, wasn't too hot at Wisconsin. Win the portal at Florida. Not sure how much I trust him slinging it.
This is a game I pick with like 0 confidence, but just because weird stuff can happen in Gainesville.
And we got to pick something.
Yeah, we have
got
to pick
give
something.
the fans something, Lucy.
This is last
even though
year's.
they've given us nothing.
Yeah, this is last year's Utah game,
No
but
good
with
names.
Tennessee and Gainesville. I could see an upset happening, but I don't bet on it. Do not put your money on it. Put money on Western Michigan to cover against Iowa. Do that. There's no way we beat those guys by 28 points. I don't care who it is.
If they score 28 points, it will be the first time they reach the 25-point threshold of the season with Brian Ferentz. So
We've had perfect final
there
scores so
is your
far.
tip. Take Western Michigan and the points. They're not going to beat Iowa, or they're not going to beat Iowa, but they're not.
Don't say
Iowa's
it like
not
that.
Gonna,
Knock on wood.
Sorry, I know I screwed that up. I probably made you more scared than you needed to be there. I'm going to be watching the
always
Backyard Brawl, Lucy.
Yes.
And self-edit earlier this week, I said Morgantown. It's Morgantown. My bad, guys.